everyone, and welcome to another episode of Grateful Kids Storytime. Today's episode is dedicated to Steve B, and our character today will share his name. Quick shout-outs go to Maeve in Ireland and siblings Azriel and Adrian in Camp Verde, Arizona. And last but not least, the virtue of gratitude, which is the star of our show. And so, without further ado, I present to you Skateboarding Zebulons and the Goggles of Gratitude. Steve had gifts. Steve was good at a lot of things. He could whistle with a blade of grass, build a kite out of bubble wrap, and once even trained a caterpillar to do a tiny tap dance. It retired after one performance. But there was one thing Steve was abysmal at: skateboarding. Oh, he tried, folks. He tried so hard his skateboard probably had nightmares about him. Every time he hopped on that wobbly plank of doom, he'd declare, "Today's the day I nail a trick." And every time, without fail, he'd end up with a scraped knee, a bruised elbow, or, on one epic occasion, a tangled mess with the garden hose after launching into orbit. "I'm gonna master this someday," Steve would shout, glaring at his skateboard like it was a sworn enemy. But the board always had the last laugh. His attempts at an ollie looked like a confused flamingo dance. His kickflips ended in mid-air somersaults, and once he crashed so hard into a leaf pile that his dad confiscated the board until he raked it all back. "I'm just not good at this," Steve huffed, plopping onto the grass after yet another flop, his squeaky sneakers wheezing with every breath. "Maybe I'm not cut out to be a skateboarding legend." But Steve wasn't a quitter. Nope. Every day he strapped on his helmet, which was 2 sizes too big, and wobbled like a bobblehead, grabbed his beat-up board, and tried again, dreaming of the moment he'd zoom past his pals, Eddie, Nora, and little Joey, and leave them cheering. "Whoa, Steve! The king of cool!" Spoiler alert, that moment never comes. One sunny afternoon, Steve was mid-disaster, attempting a radical triple spin turbo twist, a move he'd made up 5 minutes earlier. He pushed off, spun once, wobbled twice, and crash, rolled straight into Mr. Pumpernickel's prized flower pot, sending petunias flying like confetti. As he untangled himself from the dirt, muttering, "Darn it, I was so close," a wild whoosh roared overhead. Steve looked up, and his jaw dropped to the floor as up in the sky something hovered above his head. A flying saucer. Not just any saucer, mind you. This one was bright green, shaped like a giant donut with sprinkles, and trailed purple sparkles that fizzed like soda pop. It hovered, spun, and plopped right onto the sidewalk beside Steve. The hatch opened, and out stepped an alien. This wasn't your average extraterrestrial. It was a blue-skinned, three-eyed creature with a neon green helmet dotted with pink stars, sparkly teeth, and twinkled like a disco ball, and a skateboard so sleek it looked like it could fly. "Whoa!" Steve yelped, rubbing his eyes. "Is this really happening? Am I dreaming? Are you here to zap our planet or snatch me away to space?" The alien grinned, floating an inch off the ground. "Nah, dude, I'm Al, Zebulons' chillest traveler. I'm not here to zap or snatch. I heard you're the best skateboarder in the universe and zoomed across like 100 galaxies for some lessons." Steve blinked. "Me? The best? Oh, no. I'm a total disaster. I can't even stand on my board without eating dirt. But, thanks for the compliment, I guess." Al tilted his head, all 3 eyes squinting. "Wait, what? I saw you spinning and flipping out here. You've got moves, man." Steve laughed nervously, brushing petunia petals off his shirt. "Yeah, accidental moves. I'm more of a crash test dummy than a pro. You've got the wrong guy." Al scratched his helmet, then lit up like a firework. "Oh, I get it. You're a beginner. Well, back on Zebulon, I'm the skateboarding champ. Flips, twirls, upside-down grinds, you name it. Want to see?" "Of course," Steve shouted, forgetting his bruises. "Show me everything." Al zipped around like a space ninja, doing triple backflips, skating backwards on one foot, and even spinning his board like a top while juggling gummy worms with his extra hand. Steve was an instant fan. You're unreal. Al, any way you could teach me how to do that, please? That depends. Do you have any snacks? Space travel makes me so hungry, and my mom only gave me a galactic celery today in my lunch. Galactic celery was a lot like Earth celery, except it was bright purple. My mom just made homemade cookies, and she always says my friends are welcome to take one. I've got half a ham sandwich from yesterday's lunch, and I got a juice box you can have. Al floated over, grinning. Deal. Let's turn you into a Zebulon shredder. For hours they rolled around, Al showing off cosmic moves, Steve wobbling like a newborn giraffe. Steve tried a flip. Wham! Straight into a bush. He attempted a grind. Splat! Face first into the grass. Oops! Crashed again, he chuckled, spitting out a twig. Al pulled him up. You're doing awesome, Steve. It's all about balance and chill vibes. Keep at it. Steve sighed, brushing dirt off his helmet. I wish I could be as good as you. I've been at this forever, and I'm still a mess. Al's eyes twinkled. Here's a Zebulon secret. It's not about being the best. It's about having a blast and being thankful you get to try. Falling's just part of the fun. Steve scratched his head. But I want to impress Eddie, Nora, and Joey. They're all waiting for me to do something cool. Al nodded. Totally get it. But what if the coolest thing isn't nailing a trick? What if it's loving the ride, crashes and all? Steve frowned. Huh? On Zebulon? Al explained. We're obsessed with being champs. Skate-offs, cook-offs, dance-offs. We're nuts. But sometimes we forget to chill and be grateful for the little stuff, like gummy worm trees or a sunny day to skate. You're out here laughing, trying, falling, and getting up. That's worth more than any trophy. Steve's eyes widened. Wait, so you're saying I should be thankful I'm even out here messing up? Exactly! Al high-fived him with two hands at once. Every tumble's a chance to learn. Be grateful for that, and the fun's unstoppable. Steve grinned. You're right. I've been so mad about not being perfect that I forgot how goofy and awesome this is, especially with you here. Bingo! Al cheered. Now, want to try one more trick? But before Steve could answer, chaos erupted. A zoom echoed down the street. Eddie, Nora, and Joey rolled up on their own skateboards, eyes wide. Steve! Eddie shouted, his spiky hair bouncing. Is that an alien? Nora, with her pigtails flapping, gasped. He's got a skateboard. Is he invading? Little Joey, clutching a juice box, whispered, Does he eat brains? Steve laughed. Guys, meet Al. He's from Zebulon, and he's teaching me to skate. Well, trying to. He's the best, but he says I don't need to be. Al waved all three hands. Hey, Earthlings! Steve's my buddy now. Want to join the skate party? The gang cheered, and soon the city sidewalk turned into a cosmic skate fest. Al led the charge, pulling off moves so wild the squirrels stopped disco dancing to watch. Eddie tried to jump and landed in Mrs. Pumpernickel's hedge. Nora spun into a mailbox. Little Joey rolled into Steve, and they both toppled into a tree, laughing like hyenas. Nice one, team, Al called, skating circles around them. You're all legends in my book. Steve beamed, picking leaves out of his hair. This is the best day ever, even if I am still terrible. But the fun wasn't over. A shadow loomed overhead. A second saucer. This one, orange and spiky like a cosmic porcupine. It landed with a thud, and out hopped another alien. Zorp, Al's rival from Zebulon. Zorp was tall, purple, and had a skateboard with flashing lights. Al, Zorp barked. You ditched our skate-off to hang with these klutzes? Al gulped. Zorp? Meet Steve and friends. They're learning, and it's awesome. Zorp sneered. Learning? These flops? I'm here to prove I'm Zebulon's true skate champ. He kicked off, shredding the sidewalk with a quadruple flip, a tailspin, and a loop-to-loop. Steve whispered, He's good, Al. Al shook his head. Zorp's all flash. No heart. Watch this. He rode up to Zorp. Yo, dude, chill with the bragging. These kids are having fun. That's what counts. Zorp laughed. Fun? Winning's what matters. He challenged Al to a duel, and the gang watched wide-eyed as the aliens battled it out. Flips, spins, and tricks so fast the air hummed. Al was smooth and goofy. Zorp was sharp and smug. Finally, Zorp tried a mega move, a 10-foot air spin, and crash! He overshot, landing in the neighbor's bird bath with a splash, his board sinking like a stone. Al skated over, offering a hand. "Nice try, Zorp. Want to join us instead?" Zorp sputtered, dripping wet. "Join you? I'm the best, Okay, maybe." He climbed out, grumbling, but secretly impressed. Steve clapped. "See, Zorp? Falling's part of it? Thanks, Al, for showing us that." The sky glowed purple. Al's saucer hummed. "Time to bounce, Steve," Al said. "Promise me you'll keep skating, crashing, and being thankful for it all." "Promise," Steve said, waving. "You're the best teacher ever." Al and Zorp zoomed off. Steve turned to his crew. "Let's skate till we drop." And they did, falling, laughing, and loving every second. Weeks later, Steve was munching gummy worms when a package crash landed on his porch. Inside was a note from Al. "Keep rocking it, Steve. Here's a gift. Don't let it go to your head." Below it, a pair of galactic gratitude goggles. Big starry specks that blinked and beeped thanks whenever Steve felt bummed about a fall. The first time he wore them, he tripped, and the goggles flashed thanks so loud the neighbors thought it was fireworks. "Guess I'm stuck being grateful now." He had gotten pretty good, so it came as a surprise when his local skate shop offered to sponsor him at the next skate competition. "No thank you," he said. "I'm actually trying out for the town sewing contest that weekend." Seems Steve had gotten pretty good at sewing after falling so much and tearing up his clothes. He had really grown to like it, much more than skateboarding, and he suffered a lot less injuries, which, by the way, made his mom very grateful. The end. If you enjoyed our show, please don't forget to follow us or leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you. If you'd like a shout out or to be featured in one of our next episodes, you can email gratefulkidsstorytime@gmail.com. Until next time, stay grateful, everyone.